All right, sorry about that. Mike called and it stopped my video, so I'm going to pick up where I left off. All right, so the last bit that I was reading, it said, and her clothes always match. We're on the top of page 21, and her clothes always match. And I think she probably sleeps in her bathtub because I have never seen a single smudge of dirt on her. All right, so let's infer from that. So basically, well, first of all, what reasons does Clementine have for not liking Margaret's room? All right, so let's think for a bit. Number one, she gets sad because she sees Margaret's cat, right? And it reminds her of her cat, Polka Dotty, that's no longer alive. All right, two, her room it looks very much like a what? Do you remember what she said? Like a magazine picture. Now, what does she mean by that? Everything is always clean, everything always matches, everything is always organized, and it's pretty, in straight lines, no dirt. And then it talks about how she's always clean herself. You know, she thinks she sleeps in the bathtub. So if we know all those reasons why she dislikes Margaret's room, we can assume what about herself? Okay, we can assume Clementine is the opposite of all that. We can assume that her room is what? Dirty. Things are broken, things don't match, right? Nothing's organized. So now you understand why I had added untidy to a character trait on Clementine's character profile. So what character trait could we add to Margaret's profile? Definitely tidy, right? Organized, tidy. Something of that nature. And then tons of support on those pages, 20 and 21, that you could put and the what they say or do to support those traits. So add that if you don't have it. Those are two good ones. All right, back on page 21, second paragraph. It says, I like her anyway, but it's not always easy. Remember the rules, Margaret said at her bedroom door. All right, so what is that support for? Remember the rules is something that Margaret has said to support which character trait we added. Okay, the bossy one, remember? So add that, boys and girls, to what does your character do or say, to show her personality. So if you need to hit pause and add that to your sheet, do so, and then hit play again. Okay, so we can continue. While Margaret was looking, y'all want to see my cat? Say, hey, Mopsy. Meow, meow. Never in a million years did I think I'd have a cat in my house. So I don't know how that happened, honestly. All right, let's continue. While Margaret was looking under the bed for mascara, I accidentally touched her lamp, which is a China poodle with an umbrella that Margaret calls a parasol because she is a show-off. Margaret turned around fast, but my hands jumped into my pockets even faster. All right, I said, let's get going with the coloring. This is called changing the subject. I'm sure y'all have done that too with your mom and your daddy, right? When you're in a little bit of trouble. It is very hard to color hair with a marker, let me tell you, but I did it. I colored all of Margaret's hair chunks Flaming Sunset, and then another really great idea popped into my head, and I drew Flaming Sunset curls all over her forehead and the back of her neck so that her hair would look more like mine. It looked beautiful, like a giant tattoo of tangled up worms. When I am a grown-up, I will have hundreds of tattoos. Margaret looked in the mirror, and then she looked at my hair, and then she looked in the mirror again and said, okay, good. And then she told me that she was getting bracelets put on her teeth. Now, is that the correct word? No. We know that it's supposed to be braces, right? All right, page 24. Look at that picture, boys and girls. Okay, y'all think Margaret looks pretty? Woo, I don't know. Mama would not be happy about that. You mean braces, I told her. No, she said, bracelets. They're a special kind of braces. They're jewelry. Oh, I said, I knew that, but I didn't. Okay, fine. Later that night, when I was just at the hard part of falling asleep, which is lying in the dark trying not to think about pointy things, I heard the phone ring. My dad said, hi, Susan, which is Margaret's mother's name. And then he didn't say anything for a long time. And then he said, now, Susan, let's just look at this calmly. And then he didn't say anything for another long time. And then he said, I'm sorry, 7 times, which is 2 more times than he said it after he told my mother he thought her overalls were getting a little snug. Next, I heard him go into my brother's room where my mom was putting broccoli to bed to say goodnight to him. And then I heard my parents whispering together as they walked down the hall to my room. And I thought this would be an ideal time to practice pretending to be asleep. I could feel them standing in my doorway, probably thinking, this hard one is a lot more trouble than the easy one. And then my dad said, I really think Clementine was just trying to help her. Do you think so, boys and girls? I think so too. So could we add that to our character profile? What Clementine has done to support her character trait? Yeah, let's add that. So if you need to hit pause, do so and then come back. Margaret wanted hair like Clementine's. You know she's always been a little jealous. That was the craziest thing I'd ever heard because Margaret is perfect. But I can tell them this because an important part of pretending to be asleep is not talking. All right, so that's the end of chapter 2. I want you to go and see what you can add to your character profiles. And now we have, support of, Margaret being bossy, of course, organized, of course. And then we have support of Clementine being helpful, honestly, I think. We also have support for her being curious and untidy, okay? And we'll see other character traits pop up as we move through, okay? All right, so have a great day. I miss you guys, and I'll see you soon, okay?